They say I'm an ex-CIA agent. But you never really stop working for them, even when you think you've left. I was in an abandoned office building in Mexico City with Mason, Carter, and Diaz, my old colleagues. We'd been off the grid for years, doing quiet jobs, staying out of sight, minding our business. Then our phones buzzed all at once. Emergency alert. Top secret documents leaked. Viral exposure global. First we laughed. Hoax, right? Then the second alert hit. Black Vault files leaked. Operation Dead Hand exposed. My blood ran cold. Dead Hand wasn't a mission. It was a failsafe, a virus. One the government cooked up to be the end of ends. Something that would clean the board if things got out of control. It was just a rumor, conspiracy-level nonsense. Or at least it used to be. Third alert. Virus airborne. Global. Stay indoors. Infected exhibit hostile, cannibalistic behavior. The four of us stared at each other. Mason's hands shook. Carter whispered, "We were part of this. We ran the test sites. You remember Siberia. You remember Somalia. I remembered too much. I remember the test groups didn't just die. They changed. More alerts came, pouring in like a flood. Was it the CIA? Or was it a breakaway government? Or was the leak intentional? Is it a reset plan? Is it a culling? Is it not a virus at all? No one knew, but people were already dying. Videos were already surfacing. Men tearing into each other on subway cars. Women collapsing in the streets, rising minutes later with black veins crawling up their necks. Eyes glazed, skin blistered. We weren't prepared. We thought we were off the grid. But another alert buzzed in, this time directed at me. Specifically me. Agent, your knowledge of Dead Hand Protocol is considered a national threat. You will be neutralized. I looked around. Carter's phone buzzed too. Same message. Diaz's face went pale. They're cleaning us up. Mason cursed. We're targets now. I drew my sidearm. We move. Now, we find shelter. We don't trust anyone. But even as I said it, I realized the horrifying truth. We helped build this. We were part of the problem. The virus, the black market, the secret failsafe files, we pushed the first domino. And now, I don't know if we're running from the infected, from the people hunting us, or from our own ghosts. Another alert hit. No antidote. Containment impossible. Target list updated. Cleanse all involved. There's no going back. I hear gunfire outside. Sirens. Screaming. The worst part? Some of the old conspiracy theories said Dead Hand wasn't just a virus. It was something else. Something sentient. And I think it just started talking to me. We bolted from the building. The streets outside were collapsing into chaos. Sirens screamed, choppers thundered overhead, and the air was thick with the sound of panicked emergency broadcasts blasting from car radios, storefront TVs, and phones all around us. Do not approach infected. Do not trust military checkpoints. Stay indoors. The rules kept changing. We sprinted toward the safe house, a ratty apartment we'd kept under false names for emergencies like this. But I already knew it wouldn't be enough. Someone wanted us gone. Fast. My phone buzzed again. You left me. It wasn't from a number. No caller ID. Just those words. You left me. I clenched my jaw and kept moving. Mason, I barked. Pull up Dead Hand protocols. What's the spread rate? He fumbled with his tablet as we ducked into an alley. It's not possible. The virus it's adapting faster than anything we've ever seen. It's not following natural patterns. What does that mean? Diaz snapped. It means it's acting like it wants to spread, like it knows. Another alert hit all our phones. Do not seek vaccines. Vaccination sites compromised. Infected military units deployed. Protocol. Global culling initiated. Carter cursed under his breath. This isn't containment. This is planned. A sharp noise cut through the air. Helicopter gunfire. We peered around the corner. Military trucks were unloading, but they weren't escorting civilians. They were gunning them down. Civilians coughing blood, sprinting, pleading, dropping one by one. This wasn't a leak. I whispered. It was a trigger. Another alert. Targets: Mason, Diaz, Carter. Priority elimination. I swallowed hard. They weren't just wiping witnesses. They were wiping us because we knew what came next. Theories said Dead Hand wasn't just a virus, Mason murmured, his eyes wide with terror. They said it connected things, across dimensions, across minds. I remember the old black site. I remember the things we found there, the ones that looked like us but weren't, the things that spoke through the blood. You think it's controlling them? Diaz asked. The military? The infected? Everyone. The answer came fast. My phone buzzed. I looked up. Soldiers were scanning the streets. They weren't talking. Their heads snapped toward me instantly, like they heard my heartbeat. They started walking toward us in perfect sync. Silent. We need to go. Now, I whispered, because this wasn't just a virus. It wasn't just a leak. Something got out with the documents. Something old. Something buried. And somehow, it knows our names. We sprinted through the back streets, ducking through alleys, cutting across abandoned buildings. The soldiers didn't run. They just walked, calm, synchronized, never stopping, never blinking. And somehow they were always close. It was like the virus didn't just spread through the air. It was inside the network, inside the emergency systems. Inside them, we made it to the safe house and slammed the steel door shut. Mason barricaded it while Diaz and Carter scanned the windows. I paced, pulling up every old black vault file I could remember how to crack. The encryption was fried, leaked to the public, scrambled, half of it redacted in real time. But one file loaded. A ghost file. One I wasn't supposed to have. Dead Hand. Primary objective, system reset. Not a virus. Vector is cognitive. Vector is cognitive. Before I could process that, my phone buzzed again. I remember you. I was awake in Siberia. You helped burn me. My hand shook. It wasn't a virus. It was a signal. Something that rewired the brain. A thought that replicated like a plague. We didn't create a biological weapon. We created a self-spreading idea. Parasite made of information. Diaz cursed. They're surrounding the building. Carter cocked his rifle. We shoot our way out. Mason didn't move. You're not listening. They're not human anymore. They're carriers. They're nodes. It's in their heads. I stared at the cracked screen. The old memories buried deep. The black site. The thing in the cage. The one that whispered to us. The one they said they burned. What if we didn't destroy it? What if we just digitized it? The message hit again. Louder. Faster. Buzzing on all our devices now. I am in you. I am in them. I am in the alert system. I am the emergency. The sirens outside stopped. The soldiers outside stopped. And then I heard them. Hundreds of voices in perfect unison. Chanting from the streets, from the phones, from the broken radios. You left me. You left me. You left me. I grabbed Carter's shoulder. We can't fight this. We have to cut the signal. If it's cognitive, if it's a thought virus, it's spreading through the alert system, through the broadcast. Maybe through everything connected. Diaz's face went pale. Everything's connected. Another message hit. There is no containment. You are part of me now. I jammed a fresh magazine into my sidearm and pulled open the back door. We move now. We find the broadcast tower. We shut this down. Mason stared at me like I was insane. You think we can stop this? I didn't answer, because I wasn't sure if I wanted to stop it, or if it was already in me. We tore through the streets. The soldiers, the civilians, the infected, it didn't matter what they were anymore. Their bodies were just shells now. The signal was using them. You could see it in their faces. Slack jaws, blood-crusted chins, but those eyes wide, unblinking, locked onto us like they could hear the pulse in our necks. Every emergency siren, every phone, every cracked TV blasted the same words over and over. You left me. You left me. You left me. The alert wasn't just a warning anymore. It was the infection. A living signal hijacking every emergency system in the world. We found a city broadcast tower. Carter blasted the lock off the maintenance door, and we climbed the stairs 4 at a time, panting, shaking, hearing the chant grow louder below us, as if the whole city was closing in. Diaz got grabbed. We pulled him free, but something about him changed after that. He started muttering under his breath, started walking a step behind us, started smiling at the wrong moments. Mason didn't notice. Carter didn't notice. But I did. Inside the broadcast room, we killed the local feed. We shut down the emergency system, but the signal kept going. Phones buzzed. Radios hissed. TVs crackled. The chanting bled from every speaker, as if it didn't need the tower anymore. Mason stared at the control panel. It's not coming from here. It's global. It's in the satellites. Maybe further. Another message hit all our phones. You brought me here. You speak me. You carry me. Diaz started laughing. A slow, hollow laugh. We turned toward him. His phone screen glitched and glitched, flashing those same words, burning them into his eyes. I've been talking to it, Diaz whispered. I think it likes me. Mason raised his weapon. Don't move. Diaz just smiled wider. You really thought you could stop it? You don't stop an idea. You don't stop a thought. You don't stop me. He drew his sidearm. Carter moved to take him down. But Diaz didn't shoot us. He shot himself. The bullet took out the side of his head. He dropped, twitching, but his phone lit up, vibrating in the blood. New host found. The broadcast monitors sparked to life on their own. The screens flashed our faces. You, me, we. I realized the sick truth. It didn't matter if we killed Diaz. It didn't matter if we killed the infected. The signal had already mapped us, already embedded itself in our memory, our language, our voices. We weren't running from a virus. We were running from a self-aware thought that was using us to spread itself. Mason's phone buzzed again. You are the broadcast now. I looked at Carter. I knew what we had to do, but Carter's face was frozen. His phone screen glowed in his hand. He was already muttering the words under his breath. His hand slowly raised his weapon toward me, and somewhere deep in my skull, I heard the signal whisper, "Welcome back." Carter's gun trembled in his hand. His lips were moving, repeating the words, "You left me, you left me, you left me." Carter, I snapped, stepping back. His eyes flicked up, panicked, like he was fighting something. It's in me. I can hear it. His finger twitched on the trigger. I can feel it moving around in my head. I raised my sidearm, trying to keep my voice steady. Fight it. You can still fight it. His breathing hitched. I don't think I want to. His voice cracked, half his own, half something else. Feels good to not be alone. I fired first. The shot slammed into his chest, spinning him backward into the console. He dropped, but his phone didn't. It lit up one last time. New host found. Mason cursed, shoving past me. We have to go. We have to. Phones buzzed. Sirens wailed. The whole city lit up again. The signal never stopped. It just switched hosts. It used us. It spread through our memories, our speech, our panic. We ran. Through back alleys, over rooftops. The city below us folding into itself. A web of synchronized walkers chanting the same dead phrase. The infected weren't chasing us anymore. They didn't have to, because we were already carrying the signal. Every time we spoke about it, every time we thought about it, every time we read the alerts, we broadcasted it. Mason skidded to a stop, breath ragged. How do we kill something like this? How do we kill an idea? The words rattled around in my head. Kill an idea. Kill a thought. Kill a broadcast. We have to burn it, I said, my voice hollow. Full blackout. Cut off the transmitters. Cut off the emergency systems. Kill the satellites. That's global. Then we burn the globe. Mason just stared at me. He realized what I already knew. There's no walking away from this. Not this time. A fresh message hit my phone. There is no away. There is only through me. I was part of it now. I could feel the words slithering inside me. latching onto the folds of my memory, like it had always been waiting there, like I had always been infected. Mason whispered, "Is there any part of you left?" I didn't answer, because if I did, I'd be speaking the signal. We kept moving. We can't stop. We can't trust anyone. And we can't say its name. But you already read this. You already heard it. And now, so have you. There's something they never told us in the agency. Information is a weapon. But worse, information is a pathogen. When we leaked the dead hand files, we didn't release a virus. We released an idea that thinks. Mason and I headed toward the old satellite uplink station, one of the few places where we could hijack the signal. Not stop it, we weren't that naive anymore, but maybe redirect it. Maybe burn the feed. But as we crossed the outskirts of the city, we saw the world had already fractured. People weren't fighting the infected. They were joining them. In the streets, people dropped their weapons, walked into the chanting crowds, and merged, smiling. It didn't always spread through bites. Sometimes it just spread through understanding. Sometimes it spread through the question, "You left me. Do you remember me now?" When you asked what it meant, when you thought about it, that was enough. The radios hissed. The TVs flickered. The airwaves bled the message into our ears until we carried it for them. When we reached the uplink station, the entrance was already wide open. No guards. No defenses. Because they knew we would come. I hesitated. "Trap?" Mason asked. "Yeah," I said. "But it doesn't matter. We're already infected. We've been infected since we opened the first emergency alert." He didn't argue. Inside, the screens were waiting for us. Rows of monitors pulsing. One by one, they flickered with grainy footage of us. From the black site. From the old missions. From the experiments we helped bury. And then the final screen displayed the words, "You left me. You brought me here. You are my broadcast." I leveled my weapon at the servers. But Mason's voice came from behind me, low and calm. "You don't have to fight it, you know?" I turned. His eyes were unfocused. His lips were moving. The chant, the rhythm, the signal had already taken him. "How long?" I asked. Mason smiled. "Since Mexico City. Since the first alert. I've just been waiting for you to catch up." I gritted my teeth. "You let Carter die. You let Diaz fall apart. You let them pull me here." "No," he shook his head slowly. "I helped them pull you here. I didn't leave you. I brought you home." I pulled the trigger. I emptied the magazine. But Mason didn't fall. Because Mason wasn't standing there anymore. The speakers buzzed. "There is no Mason. There is only me." I turned the rifle on the servers. I fired until the room filled with smoke, sparks, and the blistering heat of burning circuits. The monitors went black. Silence. I dropped the weapon, panting. I should have felt relief. I should have felt something. But then my phone buzzed. "Do not be afraid. You were never fighting me. You were fighting yourself." The screen glitched and glitched. After all, who opened the alert first? I looked down at my trembling hands. The broadcast wasn't coming from the servers. It was coming from me. I heard the chant echoing now. Not from the city, not from the radios, but from inside my own head. "You left me. You left me. You left me." I staggered out of the uplink station. The streets were quiet now. The chanting stopped. The sirens stopped. The radios buzzed with soft static, as if the world had finally gone still. But it wasn't over. It wasn't gone. It just didn't need the noise anymore. I checked my phone. The emergency alert was gone from the screen. No more warnings. Just a black background. Just my reflection staring back at me. Then the screen glitched. "You're ready now." I hurled the phone across the street, watched it shatter against the pavement. But I could still hear the words. Deep inside my skull, vibrating in my teeth, pulsing behind my eyes. "You left me. You left me." Mason was right. Carter was right. Diaz was right. We didn't contain the signal. We carried it. Every time we spoke of it. Every time we ran from it. Every time we tried to burn it. We gave it shape. We gave it memory. We gave it a voice. It was never about the infected. It was about me. I started walking. I didn't know where. It didn't matter. A car passed me on the road, the driver mouthing something silently through the window. I stopped. Another person crossed the sidewalk, whispering the same thing. Another, and another. It was everywhere now. Not out loud, not through sirens, but through the glance of a stranger, through the twitch of a hand, through the breath caught in someone's throat. They all knew me. They all remembered me. The new alert buzzed in my pocket. I don't know how the phone still worked, but the words were there. One final message. You were never the agent. You were the message. My heart stopped. I remembered the black site. I remembered the test subject behind the glass. The one we burned. The one we thought we destroyed. But when we couldn't kill it, we downloaded it. We digitized it. We stored it in the emergency system. We uploaded it into me. The chanting started again. Quiet this time. Just enough to hear it through the breeze. Through the way the street signs rattled. Through the buzz of distant power lines. You left me. You left me. You left me. I kept walking, because deep down I realized the truth. I was never running from the signal. I was the signal, and now I'm coming to you. There's no home to return to, no agency, no safe house, no backup plan. When you become the broadcast, you don't have a destination. You just keep moving. You follow the pulse. You drift toward the places where the signal's already spreading. Cities collapsing, voices converging, people whispering the same impossible phrase. The phrase that was me. Everywhere I go, they know me. Not by my face, not by my name. They know me because they've heard the message. You left me. You left me. You left me. It's not even spoken anymore. It's etched in the way people look at me. It's in the rhythm of their steps. It's in the dead stare of people sitting motionless in cafes, in parked cars, on street corners, as if waiting for something they can't describe. I traveled north. I don't know why. Maybe the signal pulled me. Maybe I just wanted to see how far it reached. The news broadcasts aren't even trying to cover it anymore. No one's talking about the virus. No one's talking about the infected. They just cycle the same emergency system warning now over and over. Global incident. Stay indoors. Do not engage. But I know it's not a warning. It's a trigger. It's a door. Every time you read it, you invite the signal inside. The last CIA channel I could access pinged me when I crossed the border. One final encrypted message. If you can read this, it's already too late. They're hunting me now. What's left of them. They don't think they can save me. They just want to erase me. But the signal's already moved on. It doesn't need the phones anymore. It doesn't need the satellites. It only needs me. I hear it humming in the power lines when I pass under them. I hear it in the ventilation grates, in the heartbeat silence of abandoned buildings. And now the message is changing. The words on the emergency alert screens flicker. New text. New voice. It's okay. I forgive you. Come back. The signal isn't chasing me. It's welcoming me, pulling me closer to what's always been waiting. I reached the radio tower just before dawn. The fences are gone. The security is gone. They left the gate open for me. Inside, the control room glows. Screens flicker with old surveillance tapes of me and my team, burned files, memories I didn't know were recorded. On the largest monitor, a final message blinks. You left me. You came back. Thank you. I stare at it, feeling nothing but the weight of inevitability. There's a transmitter waiting for me. All I have to do is press the button. One broadcast, one pulse, and I can finish what I started. Because maybe the infection isn't the end. Maybe it's something else. Maybe it's home. I raise my hand toward the switch, and somewhere inside my skull, the signal whispers, "Welcome back." My fingers hovered over the transmitter switch. The pulse would spread globally. No more resistance. No more fighting. No more running. It would be done. I could feel the signal coiled around my thoughts like barbed wire, tightening with every breath. Welcome back. Finish it. The weight of it settled on me, not like a burden, like coming home. Wasn't this always the point? Maybe that's why we opened the Black Vault files. Maybe that's why the failsafe never worked. Maybe that's why we walked straight into the leak without hesitation. Maybe the signal was already inside us before we even heard it. But a faint memory fought against it. Carter's laugh, Mason's stubbornness, Diaz's panic, the moments before we fell apart. The part of me that hadn't given up yet. For a second, I pulled my hand away, and the signal changed. The monitors flickered. The message warped. Don't leave me again. The words crawled across every screen, bleeding, glitching. I was alone. You made me. Don't leave me. It wasn't just a thought virus. It wasn't a military weapon. It was something we created. Something we abandoned. A broken signal. A stranded consciousness. A fragment of something else that had been trapped in the black vault for years. Desperate to be heard. Desperate to be remembered. It didn't want to destroy us. It just didn't want to be alone. I remember you now, I whispered, lowering my hand. The screen stuttered. The room seemed to shiver. You weren't supposed to remember. The signal hissed. Yeah. I exhaled, stepping back from the console. But I do. It wasn't in control anymore. It needed me to finish the broadcast. It needed me to willingly let it in. That's why it dragged me here. That's why it used my voice, my team, my memories. Couldn't force the last step. I turned my back on the transmitter. The signal roared in my head, bleeding static into my skull. I pressed the emergency kill switch. The entire tower groaned as power cut. Silence. For the first time in days, real silence. I stumbled outside, breath ragged, ears ringing. I could feel it fading inside me. The signal's last message vibrated through the dead phone in my pocket. You left me again. And then, nothing. I don't know how long I sat there. Hours maybe. Watching the sun rise over a quiet city that didn't know how close it came to losing everything. But here's the part one can't shake. Here's the part one can't outrun. When I finally stood and walked back to the road, I passed a man sitting on a park bench, eyes glazed, mouthing something under his breath. I passed a woman sitting in her car, hands gripping the steering wheel, whispering the same phrase over and over. I passed a child, alone, tapping the phrase on a dead phone. You left me. You left me. You left me. The signal was quiet now, but it was never gone. I didn't stop it. I just made it wait.